Yesterday, we highlighted a few civil rights leaders who made significant impacts in shaping our society. But still, there are far more individuals and groups that made contributions. Folks like Stokely Carmichael, Angela Davis, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, and the Freedom Riders. The 1960s was a polarizing time in the fight for equality. Current times feel like we have put those events in the rearview mirror, but they should not be forgotten. In 1960, an American icon and Olympic gold medal champion, Cassius Clay, who later changed his name to Muhammad Ali, received a rude awakening. He had won the gold medal while fighting in the Rome Olympics. But when he returned home to Louisville, Kentucky, he remembered a restaurant that did not serve blacks. He figured that because he was an Olympic gold medal champion, that they would have a different approach. So he donned his gold medal and he went into the restaurant. While waiting to be served, he was told, and I quote, "We don't serve niggers here." And they put him out of the restaurant. He explained how he recalled thinking how he felt seeing the American flag lifted to the rafters while the national anthem was being played, only to return home and be treated in the manner that he was. While recalling that in his mind, he took his medal and he threw it into the Ohio River. Later he was asked, how did he feel about doing that? And he replied, "I feel no remorse at all." He concluded the statement by saying, "It is a shame to be cheered representing the country from abroad, only to find that I'm hated so much at home." In 1963, hatred towards equality found its way to the 16th Street Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. White supremacists planted and detonated a bomb, killing 4 children. Addie Mae Collins, 14. Carol Denise McNair, 11. Carol Rosamond Robertson, 14. And Cynthia Demone Wesley, 14. Also in 1963, the world was shocked when it witnessed the Montgomery Police Department releasing attack dogs on peaceful protesters that consisted of the elderly, women, and children. In addition, they witnessed those peaceful protesters being knocked off of their feet by the powerful spray from a water hose aimed at them by the fire department. Also in 1963, President John F. Kennedy was being pressed by half the country to move towards racial equality regarding blacks in America, while on the other side of the country, he was being pressed to maintain white supremacy as the status quo. President Kennedy began leaning towards racial equality towards black Americans, and racism showed its disapproval. In December of 1963, he was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. In 1965, the world witnessed what we call Bloody Sunday, the day when about 600 nonviolent civil rights marchers were marching from Selma to Montgomery, Alabama. As they crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge, they were met by state troopers and local law enforcement with billy clubs, tear gas, and horses. Although I was young, I remember the day in 1968 when it felt like the world had stopped and all hope for racial equality was gone, because on April the 4th, 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. One of the basic fundamental rights that they all sacrificed for was for our right to vote. Yes, we've taken some significant steps backwards, and undoubtedly, we're going to take steps backwards even further. Yet, voter suppression has always been in America's DNA, but we have always overcome it. Therefore, I want to take this moment to say that every time you get the opportunity to do so, I hope you don't abandon your right to vote. If you think about it, there's common phrases we often hear when we talk about Black history, such as, stop holding on to the past. We have to move forward. But people don't care about that stuff anymore. And that's what was happening then. That stuff's not happening now. But if you take a closer look and align what you see today with Black history, you'll see some similarities. A book that I would recommend for your Black History library is The Civil Rights Movement by O.R. Perkovich.
Before we wrap up today, I want to make sure you don't miss this opportunity. The stories we've covered are just the beginning. At unlockingblackhistory.com, you can dive deeper with our free community, exclusive content, and a workbook designed to help you reflect and grow. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next chapter. I'll see you at the next video.